Hello, fellow geometry teachers. I know that you're excited and ready to begin teaching geometry this year with our new TEKS and textbook, which is titled Big Ideas Math Geometry. Today, I will present the Instructional Framework for Geometry, which gives you the how and the what students will learn this year. This document is used for teachers to do lesson planning, sequencing, and possible resources to use. It is an important document written for teachers to give the students of Arlington the best possible opportunity to learn our new TEKS with the new textbook and other resources. Throughout the presentation, you will pause the video so that you can reflect on questions that are written in Curriculum Central. If you have any questions or comments using the instructional framework, please post on Curriculum Central. Okay, teachers, we are ready to begin. At the top of each instructional framework, you will notice the unit number and the bundle number. We have our unit title and the title of our bundle and the number of days to cover that particular unit. We have our bundle overview, which consists of a description of the concepts that you are going to cover in this particular bundle. Then we have a list of TEKS covered, starting out with our reporting category, followed by the TEKS in that reporting category. In this particular bundle, our bundle is divided into three parts. We have part 1, that will consist of G2A, G2B, and G4A. Part 2, G5B and 5C, and then Part 3, G12E. That is a list of the TEKS that we'll cover for this bundle. Notice that they are in numerical order according to reporting categories. Then we have our essential questions. These are questions that are generated from the big ideas in our bundle. It gives a lens for students and teachers. Questions should spark further inquiry and call for higher order thinking. Now, we'd like for you to pause the video. Please take a couple of minutes to look at the TEKS, essential questions, and reflection questions, and discuss with your colleagues. At this time, please press pause. Welcome back, teachers. I know that your discussion was very productive and lively. Now it is time to move on and discuss part 1. If you take time and find part 1, notice that part 1 starts off with a list of the TEKS that will be covered. We have G4A, G2A, and G2B. Notice that these are listed in the order in which they will be taught. Next section, teacher content, divided into 4 categories. Vocabulary. The vocabulary is listed according to TEKS. We have our critical attributes, which are characteristics of the vocabulary terms. We also have a list of the postulates that will be covered, and procedures and instructions for particular concepts in our particular bundle. We have examples, which gives us a visual of what students should learn, followed by the process married to content. Now, what is process married to content? These are corresponding process standards which are combined with the content standard to make one standard. If you notice, the process standard is in black, the content standards are in blue. We'll give you a chance to look through those and have a little discussion on how those are developed. Then we have our teacher notes section. The teacher notes section shows the learning targets. Gives you ways to develop the concept and things to consider when planning. It clarifies the content for our grade level. It also shows some of the possible misconceptions that students may have when covering the material. The vertical alignment also tells you what the students have been exposed to before your class, and it will also give you an idea of what students will need to know for future math classes. At this time, I would like for you to pause and answer the reflection question. We'll see you in a little bit. Okay, welcome back. All right, almost finished with part 1. Okay, the last 2 sections in part 1 will be our assessment section. In the assessment section, it gives a copy of questions from the standard assessment section of our textbook and other sources. What this does is it shows student mastery, or it tells the teacher what it is that we need to go back and reteach. Then we have our last section, which are the resources. It's divided into 3 different sections. The first column is a list of concepts that students should already know. It's our background knowledge. This is covered in the Engage and Explore section. This could be possible warm-ups, bell ringers, or just engaging activities to start off our next concept. We'll also notice that we have a list of resources in each one of the sections. Some of the resources are our Geometry Supporting Star, Big Ideas Math Geometry, good old textbook, Engaging Mathematics Geometry. We'll scroll down a little to see the rest of ours. We also have resources from Kagan, Cooperative Learning and Geometry. We have activities to use our TI Inspire. And there are links to look at our Dan Meyer videos. Okay, now the second column is where we approach mastery of our standards. Once again, it'll be a list of the different topics that we'll need to cover for a student to master the particular TEKS and standards, along with the resources to use, and just helpful hints on how to present our instruction. And the last section is our application of standards. This is where we will evaluate the students. This is where we determine if the students have mastered the concepts that we wanted to cover. We also have resources, some of the same resources. Supporting Star, Engaging Math, Big Ideas, and so forth. So that concludes part 1. If you notice, part 2 starts just like part 1 did, with the TEKS, the essential elements, the teacher notes, the married process standards, copy of assessments, and our 3 columns showing how we're going to implement those TEKS and standards. Then we have part 3, which goes over the same information. Okay? All right. That concludes instruction on the parts of our instructional framework. Now what I would like for you to do is to use time to go over parts 2 and 3 and to finish up on your lesson plans for Bundle 1, Unit 1. I hope that this was beneficial to you. Once again, if you have any questions, please post on Curriculum Central. Good luck and enjoy.